right, so we're making progress on the inside of the cockpit of the Type 65 Coupe. And I did a live video not too long ago going over me drilling all the holes for this and made a completely separate video on that than what we're going to do today. But today we're going to focus on this panel and this panel here. So the main thing I want to focus on with these is, obviously we're going to drill holes and rivet everything there, but I want to make this panel and this panel removable in case I have to access stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill holes in this, and then we're going to tap and install Rivnuts with a Rivnut gun. That way we'll be able to remove this panel easily if we have to service the transmission or brake lines, fuel lines, electrical. It's all there. Same thing with this one as well. So let's get drilling. I did drill one hole, but then I realized I want to hold everything together. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use an 1/8 inch drill bit like we're doing with the other ones, and I'm going to drill through. Okay, I'll stick a Cleco in to hold that one in. I'll do the same thing on this side. And I used a punch just to kind of hold it in place. I find the impact gun with the drill bit works a little better than just the regular drill bit. I don't know, you guys can tell me if I'm crazy. I'm gonna make 4 of those. And then what we have to do is we're going to use this is a 3/16 drill bit. We'll make the bigger hole here, and then we're going to remove the panel, and then we use a 1 step bigger, it might be 3/8, or quarter, yeah, it might be 3/8 drill bit, and then we'll put the Rivnut in. So let me drill all these out, and then we'll go back to that in a sec. So I'll take the Clecos out. We should have all of the holes lined up. The 3/16 drills us kind of like a pilot hole, but it also will allow us to put the actual bolts in. But we have to drill a bigger hole where the big stuff goes. So we'll take that out. Okay, now we'll drill the bigger holes and put in the Rivnuts. I'm using a skinny step bit from Harbor Freight. We don't need to hog it out too much. Perfect.
If you're looking for a great way to support our channel, check out lowboostfilms.com. Not only does this support the channel, but you'll look great while you do it as well. We have a great selection of different types of apparel and merchandise that you guys can buy. I also have a selection of car parts and tools that we've reviewed on the channel that we know work well for sale on there as well at a good price, so make sure you check it out.
All right, so now that we got all the holes drilled, they're just kind of like this. These are Rivnuts. So when these get compressed, they'll actually bind together and compress and be wider, but you can still put a threaded. So we take this guy here, thread him through, and then what will happen here is when you compress on this, this will actually flatten out and get stuck in the hole, which is what we want. So I'll do one here, see if you guys can see it. You want to kind of hold it level. So we stick that in, create some more leverage, really kind of pull down on this. That creates like a nice flat thing out. So we're going to pull this guy out. And then that actually creates a perfect place So we're gonna repeat that around all the other ones once it's in there. And this thing kind of gets compressed. So pretty neat. There, and then there. They sell better tools than this, like powered rivet gun, but maybe I'll get one in the future, but these seem to work okay. At this point, you're probably wondering, Ken, you made some holes, you didn't make all the holes. And you're right, I didn't. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put these in, tighten them all down, and then I'll finish out the holes where I had the clecos so it is perfectly lined up to where it's supposed to be, so I can tighten everything down and be done with it. And that way it all lines up just right. So let's go ahead and do that now, and then we'll finish it out, and then we'll do the top panel. I think I gotta make some adjustments to that one. Okay, so I'll get to actually show you on this panel here, because I'm actually going to put the Rivnuts on this panel. So we'll see how it works. Put it in. Squeeze. Sometimes you tighten it a little more. Squeeze again. And that will actually like firmly hold that in place so it doesn't go anywhere. And you can thread your nut right in there. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be permanently riveted. Now I have all of the Rivnuts in the tunnel plate, and I also put the Rivnut sections underneath this behind there, so that can kind of get bolted in. Now, I'm not using these permanently. I got some really nice, flat, much flatter Allen key bolts to hold it in, because obviously this is going to be carpeted and such, so we want it to be as flat as possible. And the sound deadening over top of it should level it out a little bit too. But for now, just to hold it in place, that's what we have. And then I just have clecos in up there with this panel. I'm still undecided on if I want to have this panel in technically permanently or have it be removable. I have I made like Deutsch connectors to connect the stuff for the rear harness to go back there, because the rear harness travels back here. And if I want to unplug it, I can if I need to access it, so I did that. So I might just make that panel removable. We'll see how it goes, but making progress on it. Next up, all this stuff's gonna come out, and then all the seams where there is chassis, we're gonna silicone and then put everything back in and then permanently rivet everything in. And then we'll start sealing up all of the seams with silicone caulk too, so it doesn't leak if we ever get caught in the rain. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos on the Type 65, so because it's wintertime and I'm working in the garage and I have the car here at my house, so I can do a lot of work on it. So if you're interested in seeing more stuff about the Type 65 Shelby Daytona Coupe, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for alerts, because YouTube doesn't like to tell anybody when I post videos. If you can't wait until next week's video, check out these videos that I already have ready to go.